Hello viewers. Alright, so I made this wonderful piece. That's a bikini. It look nice. It's so simple, so nice. Since we getting close to summer, you can make some for yourself. Alright, so let's begin. Let me go ahead on the steps how I came up with this. You first have to start with your chain. Okay, so you chain 10. Alright, so that's my chain, my 10 chain. Then chain the extra 1. So you start from the 10th chain, a single crochet. Alright, so you have to go all over all the chains with a single crochet. So just chain 10, extra 1, start your single crochet in the last 10 chain, and I will catch up with you and let you know what to do next. Alright, so when you get to the last chain, this should be my last 10th chain, my single crochet. You chain 1, you turn your work, come in, and start, you go over. So this, you are working on both loops. So you go in here, just go in. So you have to keep doing this. I'm going to do 10 rows. So do your 10 rows, and after the 10, I would catch up with you to let you know what to do next. So that would be this side. That's the side that we are doing first. So I did, you always start with the 10 rows. 10 rows is enough for every size. Alright, so sorry I gave you the sizes wrong. So for a size small, you do 10 rows. That's small and medium, you do 10 rows. But if you're doing a large, you have to do a 14 rows. Extra large, 14 would be enough. If you're extra large, you should increase it to 18 rows. So since I'm doing just a sample, I just did a 6 rows. But if you're small, just do your 10. Medium, do your 10. That should be enough. A large, you should do your 14. So after you get the first row, you have to chain 1, turn your work, and to the first loop here, you're going to start with your increase. 1, go back to the same loop, 2 single crochet. So I have 2 single crochet in the first loop. Then you go in with your single crochet to each loop. And just go in single crochet. There's 1 crochet in each loop. So all your increase start from the very first end, the beginning of it. When you get to your last loop, you still have to do just 1. So every increase start from the beginning. So the end, you just do your 1. Chain 1, turn it. We are starting a new row. So then every new row starting will have an increase. So go back in to have a 2 single crochet, which makes your increase. Then each loop get a 1, So each loop will get a 1. You get to the end, just make a 1 single crochet. So each beginning of it is where you do the increase. So with this, you have to do, if you're small, you do 16 row. If you are a medium, oh sorry, not 16. If you're small, you do a 20. You do a 20 or 16. It depends. We have some people that are small, but for some reason, small sizes for a panty is a little bit tight, so a 20 should be enough. If you're a medium, you go with your 20. A medium should be 20. Small, you just go with your 16. Large, you go with your 24 rows. Extra large, you go with your 14. Okay. And so when you do here, just you turn chain 1, 10, you come in with your increase again. So I'm gonna do just a few of it since that's just a sample. So if you're small, 16 should be enough. You can increase it just about 17, 18 if that's okay. But with a medium, you just have to go with your 20. Large, you go with your 24. Extra large, you go with your 28. So I'll catch up with you. I'm just doing just a little bit. All right, so this side should be here. There's the increase. So since it's a sample, I just did a small increase. So when you're done with your increase, with this one, it's a large. So I did 24 increase. So now we're going to start with a reduced. That's the decrease. So to start, to reduce it, you chain 1, 10. So with the decrease, you always have to do a 15 rows of decrease. Is okay for a small, medium, and a large. We have some people that they are very tall. So when the person is very tall and doing a large, I'm tall, so when I'm doing for myself, even the 15, I can sometimes decide to add just a little bit to it, but 15 should be enough, depending on how much you want to cover. So you just 10, and since we are doing a decrease with this first loop, skip this first loop and come into this side with a single crochet and keep doing your single crochet. Okay, so with mine, you see it very small since I'm doing a very small size as a sample. That's just a sample. So you go in just a 1 single crochet on each loop. So I'm going to keep doing to the end and let you know exactly what to do at the end of the row. So when you get to this end, you still have to do everything. You just did the decrease from this side. Chain, turn over, and skip this and come into this side, the second row, with your decrease. So your decrease is always going to be at the beginning of it. At the beginning of each, so you do your 15 decrease. Okay, I'll get to the last end since that's where we begin the decrease from, to let you know exactly what to do. Okay, all right, so this is where we started the decrease from. So this should be your last chain. You're still going to do this last one, and that's it. Because this was the first reduce we did, so you don't go in there. Chain 1, turn your work, escape this one and come to the next. So this is, so when you, this is what you'll be getting. Each of it will give you this shape. So this how, so you're just going to go around till you get to this last end. So when you get to this last end, you're just going to go to, this should be your last end. Since this was just a chain, you don't go into the, this was just the reduce, so you don't go into this one, you just go in here. Let me get to that end, so to give you more clarification of it. So the more thick your yarn is, the more heavy your pan becomes. So you can decide to use a tiny yarn. So this is the last one. This was my chain, so I don't go in there. This was the reduce that we did. Chain 1, turn my work and go in here. So this one, wait. Okay, let me just go over this again. So let me go here for you to see what would happen. Since, have you seen this one? So since this is your chain, if you do it, everything's going to be straight. That's why we always have to leave this side, because we get in a reduce, so you don't go in there. I just did that for you to know exactly what will happen when you go in there. Alright, so this is what you keep doing, and you'll be getting more like a little bit rough side. The more you do it, the more you keep getting this shape. So you have to do your 15 of it. So do the 15, and I'll turn over to go on the other back of the panty. Each there's the front. The front is always small, but the back is always the big. So the back, this side is the front. You turn your back, is the big side. So I'll catch up with you. Okay. Alright, so I'm done with my rows. As I always keep saying, this is just a sample. So I'm just doing the last two single crocheting for you to see. So when you get here, you get in here, single crocheting. So this should always be the last one you go in, since your decrease is always at the beginning. So have you seen the shape? I keep getting this shape. I always do my decrease at the beginning of it. When you get here, just chain 1 and cut your work. Alright, so we're coming to do the back side. You can decide to just add it here, or you can just go direct in here. Oh, sorry. Okay. And start with your chain. Just start with your chain. Okay, so you always start with an increase here. 1, we're going to do our increase. 2, this is the increase. So you just start direct straight with your increase. So the increase is always start from the beginning. So with the back side, if you're small, you do a 32 increase. Medium, you do a 36 increase. A large, you do a 44 increase. So if you're extra large, you keep increasing it, keep adding 4 to it. So for extra large will be 48. So since this is just a sample, I'm just going to do just a couple of the rows. So that's the same thing as we did to this side, to this front side. Nothing changed. Just keep doing your increase. Increase should always be at the beginning. So if you're small, just do your 32, medium 36, large 44. This was a large, so it's a 44, and it covers good. All right, so do your 44, do your number of rows that you want, and I would catch up with you. So it's the same process. Do your size of an increase always from the beginning. That's the only way you do, only way you increase, and the rest should be your single crocheting. When you're done, then you do the reduce. The reduce will also be a 15. All the side, the front reduces 15, the back reduces 15. So do your size for the increase and do the 15 for the decrease. The 15 decrease always start from the beginning of it. Every decrease or increase start from the beginning. That's the only place you do your decrease, the only place you do your increase and your decrease. All right, so do the back side, and you end up getting the exact shape, and I'll catch up with you to do the chain, do this chains that is hanging. Okay. All right, so this this the back. So since it's just the sample, it just looks small. So it will go this way. So when you get to when you finish your 15 row for the reduced, you just chain. So when you have to chain a 15 plus 1, which is you have to change 50 plus 1, so 51. But since I'm just doing a sample, I'm gonna change just a little bit. But you doing your size, small, medium, large, you have to chain 50 plus the 1. So let's say this is the plus 1. You come to the, this is the 1. So you escape the 1 that you chain and come to the second chain. With the chain, you can do a slip stitch or a single crochet. I'm going to do a single crochet, not a slip stitch. Your chain will be a little bit tinier, but since you want a little bit thicker like this, you have to do a single crochet. But if you want it look more tiny, just do a slip stitch. So okay. Okay, so you have to make sure you don't miss any. So there's the first chain. So when you get this done, now you come to this single crochet. Everything, the single crochet, this, and do your single crochet. Then under this single crochet, there's a space, a little tiny hole here. You put it in. Then now you come to the next row. Then under the next row, there's always a tiny little hole under. Okay, so you always have to count. You have to divide. Since we're doing 3 of it, we're doing 3. You always have to count to make sure you get 3. So there's the first one. At the middle of it, you do your second chain, the 50, chain 1, come to the next chain and do either slip stitch or your single crochet. So that's how you keep doing to all the chains. Okay, so it's going to be the same way we did the first one. Last one, then you come to the first row. Under the first row, there's always a small hole. You come to your next row. Under the next row, there's always a hole. Okay, then now you come to the last decrease where we did the decrease. Then you do. Then you go back again. That's how you keep doing everything till you get to this side. When you get here, this is the starting of your decrease. So when you get here, you chain, do your single crochet. You get to the middle, you chain as we did this side. So that's what you end up getting. So this what the end result will give you. This looks so beautiful when you use color like pink, red, those colors. It give you the bright colors look so good. So the back is always big enough to cover. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, like, and share. See you. Bye.